Hey guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to episode 6 of my Revenge of the Sith novel series. I am so pumped for today's video. This is an amazing video. We are going into Yoda versus Darth Sidious, Yoda versus Emperor Palpatine, the skirmish in the Senate, as some may say. This is amazing. I cannot wait. Bit of a short video, but it's still as good as you can get. And Yoda, to say the least, is a bit of a badass. Alright? He's a bit of a badass. And kind of owns Palpatine in a couple of his one-liners here. So, yeah. Hope you guys do go and enjoy. If you are enjoying the content recently, please force push the like button and the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any more of my content, as I will have a new cover coming out this Sunday. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Outside the underground door of the office at the base of the Senate, Yoda paused. This was the domain of Mas Amedda, once the Vice Chair of the Senate and now Chancellor, Emperor Palpatine's major domo. Here, Mas Amedda prepared to run the Senate meetings. It was from this chamber that the Chancellor's podium rose into the center of the Senate. And tonight, the Force told him, it was here that Palpatine had come to see the finish of his evil plan. Softly, Yoda approached the chamber. All four of the beings in the room, the two red guards, Mas Amedda, and the hooded figure of Darth Sidious, were too focused on the hologram in the center of the room to notice him. Darth Vader, who had been the Jedi Anakin Skywalker, had apparently been reporting. "Taken care of, my master," Vader said. "Good, good," Sidious said. "Send a message to all the ships of the Trade Federation. Tell them the Separatist leaders have been wiped out." "Very good, my lord." "You have done well, Lord Vader." "Thank you, my master." As the hologram faded, Yoda stomped into the room. Before the guards could react, he used the Force to fling them against the walls. They collapsed in motionless heaps as Yoda said to the Sith Lord, "A new apprentice you have, Chancellor. Or should I call you Emperor?" "Master Yoda." The Emperor inclined his head. "You survived." "Surprised?" "Your arrogance blinds you, Master Yoda," Darth Sidious hissed. "Now you will experience the full power of the dark side." He raised his arms, and the Force pulsed as blue lightning blasted Yoda across the room. Mas Amedda looked from the Chancellor to Yoda, his eyes narrowed maliciously. He turned and left the room. Another wave of dark power lifted Yoda and flung him hard against the wall. Yoda used the Force to cushion the impact, but he pretended to be knocked unconscious. "A surprise I will give him." "I have waited a long time for this moment, my little green friend," Darth Sidious sneered. He stepped forward, and Yoda pushed off, propelling himself straight at the Sith Lord. He knocked Darth Sidious over the desk and stared down at him. "An end your rule is," Yoda told the Emperor. "And not short enough it was, I must say." He ignited his lightsaber and brought it down, to be met by the Emperor's blood-red Sith blade. Strong this Sith Lord is, Yoda thought as their lightsabers whirled and clashed and whirled again. It should not have been a surprise. With the strength of the dark side growing, the Sith must logically have grown stronger too. But always before, his own years of study and practice and his own strength with the Force had been more than enough to prevail. This time, he wasn't sure. But Palpatine didn't seem entirely sure either. Suddenly, he launched himself into the air, heading for the door. Yoda did a backflip, bounced off the wall, and reached the entrance before him. "If so powerful you are, why leave?" "You will not stop me," the new Emperor croaked. "Darth Vader will become more powerful than either of us." "Faith in your new apprentice is placed, maybe," Yoda replied, as his faith in the dark side of the Force. Even if Palpatine killed him here today, the dark side would not truly win. For the dark side was anger, hatred, despair, all of the forces of ruin and decay. Powerful they were to tear down and destroy, but they could not build anything lasting. Palpatine's 10,000-year galactic empire would be lucky to outlast his lifetime. That thought gave Yoda new energy, and he pressed his attack. He drove Palpatine back across the room into the Chancellor's podium. Palpatine hit the controls and the podium began to rise, carrying him up into the Senate, but the podium moved slowly. Yoda had plenty of time to flip himself into the air and land beside the Emperor to continue the fight. As the podium rose into the Senate arena, the fight intensified. Twice Yoda came near to pushing Palpatine over the edge. They were high enough now that a fall could be fatal, even to a Sith Lord, or a Jedi Master. The cramped space within the pod left little room for maneuvering. An end I must make. Yoda redoubled the speed of his blows. Palpatine parried one, then another, and then the red lightsaber spun out of his hands and over the edge. Yoda raised his weapon for the final blow. Force lightning spat from the Emperor's grey fingers, surrounding Yoda in a blue nimbus. But Yoda had faced Force lightning before. To deflect the first bolt, he had to stop his intended strike at the Emperor. Once his initial surprise was over, he reached out to the living Force. The lightning bent, arcing backward toward the Emperor. "Destroy you, I will," Yoda said grimly. "Just as Master Kenobi, your apprentice, would destroy." The Sith Lord only redoubled his attack, hurling Force lightning. The Emperor backed away, to the very edge of the platform. Following him was like walking against hurricane winds. Never had Yoda faced one so strong in the dark side. Before he came within reach, a particularly strong blast knocked Yoda out of the pod. As he plunged over the edge, Yoda realized that Palpatine was right about one thing. He, Yoda, had indeed been arrogant. This is a flaw more and more common among the Jedi, he had told Obi-Wan once. Too sure of themselves, they are. And he had fallen into the same trap himself. He landed much sooner than he had expected, in an empty Senate pod floating below the Chancellor's. As he climbed to his feet, the pod jerked, throwing him sideways and knocking him down once more. Palpatine was using the dark side to rip more pods free, crashing them into Yoda's pod to keep him off balance. This game too can play. Yoda reached out with the Force and caught one of the hurtling pods. He threw it back at Palpatine, who barely dodged in time. Then Yoda leaped, using the flying pods to get back up to the Chancellor's level. As he reached Palpatine's pod, the Sith Lord hit him with another blast of blue lightning that knocked Yoda's lightsaber out of his hand. Palpatine's lips curled in anticipated triumph, and the dark side pulsed as he drew even more Force lightning to his bidding. Yoda caught it. The blue energy built into a glowing ball in his hand, ready to throw back at the Sith Lord the moment his attack stopped. But Palpatine didn't stop. The Force lightning came in a steady crackle, building more and more until neither of them could hold it any longer, and the blast knocked them both out of the pod. Palpatine was larger and heavier. He managed to catch hold of the edge of the pod as he fell, but Yoda was small and light. The explosion threw him high into the air, with nothing to grab to break his fall. Half stunned, he began the long fall to the Senate floor. As Yoda fell, he reached out to slow his fall with all of the mastery of the Force he had learned in his long years. It was enough, barely. He landed hard, but not too hard. Bruised and battered, but alive, he crawled into a service chute. There would be no second chance to kill the Emperor. He would summon his clone troops immediately for protection. All Yoda could do now was escape. Activating his comlink, he called to the one person on Coruscant he knew he could still trust, Bail Organa. The senator did not waste time demanding explanations, and he followed Yoda's instructions as carefully as any Jedi would have. Sooner than he would have believed, Yoda dropped from an access hatch into Bail's speeder and was carried away into the night. Away from the Senate, Bail gave Yoda a questioning look. Yoda told him the only thing that mattered. "Failed. I have." Bail nodded somberly and turned his speeder toward the spaceport. Obi-Wan we will look for, Yoda thought. Better fortune he may have had. From the damaged podium, Darth Sidious watched his clone troopers search the shadows. Master Meta had brought them, too late to help to do anything but clean up. Sidious knew he should have been pleased with the outcome of the fight. He had won, though it had been a near thing. But an uneasiness was growing within him, a sense of some threat not yet resolved. Below, the clone commander boarded a Senate pod and rose to the level of the podium. "There is no sign of his body, sir," he reported, saluting. "Then he is not dead," Master Meta replied. Sidious nodded and reached out with the dark side, trying to sense where his enemy was hiding. As he did, the feeling of risk grew stronger, and he understood. Not a threat to him, but to his apprentice. He must see to this personally. "Double your search," he told the clone commander, though he doubted they would find anything. He turned to Masamune. Tell Captain Kagi to prepare my shuttle for immediate takeoff. I sense Lord Vader is in danger. And there we have it. That is Yoda versus Darth Sidious, the skirmish in the Senate. A lot of extra dialogue revealed in the novel, passage of the novel there. Um, Absolutely love this. I absolutely love this scene. This whole fight choreography in the film. And Yoda's lines, they are just so badass. Oh my god, like the one time you're just like, yes, Yoda, and he's kind of like rebelled against his own, I guess, code and law and rules, um, of attitude, I guess. Palpatine back at him. Yeah, this is amazing, and everything that goes down from the lightning to the pods to the Senate chamber to the royal guards. Um, yeah, um, I really like this. So that's really it. We got a lot of in-depth stuff in this one. A bit short, but yeah, we've got another amazing one, and you can probably tell which is the next one. I'm so pumped for it. It's probably going to be the best one of the series, if not this one is. But I'm saying next one, and yeah, it goes alongside with the fight in the film and a lot of references to it in this one. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, guys. Like I said before, please subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss any more of my content. And remember, the Force will be with you always.